I think you still really have to focus on the fundamentals and technique. I think the guys have done a great job in really learning the scheme. We've been able to add layers throughout post-spring practice as well as throughout the summer. So I think the guys got a nice grasp of the scheme, but we can never get away from the fundamentals and technique.
Just what's your overall feeling with the defense heading into the season?
I'm excited. I think the guys have done a great job. Coach Russell and his staff for just getting these guys in shape. Really having a full off season this year, I think has been important for us. With COVID hitting last year, not having the opportunity to really build that foundation, it's been great. And the guys have really been taking accountability and responsibility on their own, being responsible for us going out even on the weekends and just doing their own walkthrough. So I'm excited about where we are.
How's Blaze Aldridge kind of adjusted? Do you think he could be a guy that fills Nick Bolton's shoes? I know that's some tough shoes to follow.
Of course, you're talking about a good football player that got drafted in the second round. So I'm hoping he lives up to those expectations. He's doing a great job now. Extremely smart. He's picked up the defense. He works hard. You're seeing his day-to-day process and development and growth each day. So we'll see exactly where it goes.
Steve, how much of adjustment is there going from NFL-style training camps to a college camp? Obviously, there's no preseason games. So just how different is that for you just preparation-wise?
I think you still take the same approach. You wish you had those preseason games to try to work out some kinks and really see yourself against live competition or someone else. But, we'll create those different scenarios and whatnot throughout training camp. Coach Drink does a great job of that. So putting the pads on, being physical, setting the tone is going to be our mindset this summer.
Coach Drinkwood said at media days that the defensive line needs to be the strength of the team. Just what have you seen from that group so far this offseason?
A lot, and you have to understand, my mindset has always been that way. Wherever I coach, within the system, it all starts up front. Coming off the ball, creating a new line of scrimmage. I don't care how great you are on the perimeter. If you don't have guys getting to the quarterback, it doesn't really matter. So I like where we are. I like our rotation. Darius Robinson, Byers, those guys have stepped up and performed well. You're looking at some of the young guys that has come in, Montgomery, Wingo. All those guys, I think, are going to be able to help us at some point in time, particularly the young guys. So Kobe's back this year, from a standpoint of being out most of the spring. This guy's had a tremendous summer. I love the way he's moving around right now. So Coach Drink is right. Our strength is going to be up front, and I'm looking forward to those guys setting the tone for us.
Green and Evans, how much have they had to elevate their game, if at all? You're talking about going
Say it one more time with the names.
Green and Evans, from an AAC level to an SEC level, how much have they had to elevate, and how important are they to the overall scheme?
I don't really think it's so much trying to elevate. To be quite honest, I think they have taken the level of competition and how guys approach things to another level, and with them coming here, because the intensity on the defensive side of the ball, particularly in the defensive back room, has picked up. Competition is everything. So those guys do a great job each and every day coming to work. Sometimes you look outside on the balcony, they're out there on their own, working out, going through drills. So I'm excited about having them, and they're definitely going to be a major plus for us this year.
Big picture, how do you feel the defense in general has taken to the changes you've made system-wise and maybe your tone and the way you coach?
Well, I think we have a variety of how we go about trying to attack the defense, particularly, being aggressive has not always been, playing man-to-man. As you saw last year a lot, playing with our backs to the ball. I think they probably had total about maybe 10 takeaways last year, maybe 5 interceptions. I can't recall, but we had an opportunity this year in spring to get 38, and that was great because guys are understanding how to play with their number one weapon, which are their eyes, and still being aggressive and trying to get out to the quarterback. So we're going to mix it up a lot. It's all depending on who we're playing based off the scheme. We want to incorporate that particular week, but we're not going to sit back. We're going to be aggressive in what we're doing and trying to set the tone on the defensive side of the ball.
takeaway is a big theme in every defensive meeting room all the time?
It is. It's not only taking the ball away, but it's the mindset of trying to score on defense. That has always been the nature of this system wherever I've been. And the mindset I've been around. Lovie Smith at Chicago, we led the league in takeaways. In Carolina, we led the league in takeaways. So that is my mindset, has always been. And those guys understand that, and we put a point of emphasis each and every day on that.
They don't just happen, right? It's not luck.
No, it doesn't. A lot of things have to go into play, particularly, again, with the D-line creating pressure up front, trying to make the quarterback make a quick decision, linebackers getting their drops, being in the right spot, trying to elevate the throw. And we'll take it any way we can. Tips and overthrows, we love them.
Does anything surprise you about coming back to the college games since you returned here?
It's not so much about the surprise. The tempo is definitely something that's been different, and I've been able to experience that this spring going against our offense. They do a great job of really, picking up the pace, putting the defense on their heels, and allowing us having to respond to that. So that's really the biggest thing with me. But we've been able to adapt to that and adjust. So it's been great.
Just with the new NIL stuff, has anything changed with the way your players act or anything, with all the off-the-field stuff now?
It hasn't, and to be honest, it's sort of like a separate entity. I'm glad it's there. It's an opportunity for them. But our mindset as coaches is still, to be able to coach and whatnot. I haven't seen any distraction from our players at all.
I remember when Martez said something in the spring about, if I don't understand it, we got bigger problems when it comes to the playbook. Just how do you rate the guys' understanding of the scheme you put in now when Martez is that confident 6 weeks after you get here? They say, if I don't understand what's going on, there's something bigger going on.
I think, one, Martez knows that he's a pretty smart guy, and he picks up things fairly quickly. So I think in regards to that, he's saying that, he definitely needs to get it to make sure everybody else understands it, because he does a great job of leading those guys on the back end. We try to simplify everything that we do, and we try to have a lot of carryover in each call, particularly with me not coming in trying to have these guys adjust to what I want. I understand the big picture, 20-hour rule, school, study hall, etc. So we want to make things simple, all right, to where and when I say simple, it doesn't mean that it's not complex or where it's not going to create problems. But I want those guys to play fast and not have to think a lot. So that's the key thing with us. So they picked it up and have no problem really going out and executing the defense.